Hello, this is a trade site trade recap. I wanted to talk today about a setup we saw in Apple, and it was kind of a unique setup. It's something that's rare, you don't see it a lot, but it's super powerful when you do. So I thought I'd walk everybody through how it played out, what we saw. Here's a look at the 65-minute chart of Apple. So this is basically the hourly chart, but this is the way we look at an hourly chart is in 65-minute increments. And what we look for in stocks for reversals, and that's not usually how we trade the market. But when we do, we look for what we call seeker exhaustion signals, and that's when you get the red numbers to a 13 count. And there's some powerful math that goes into how you get there. As you can see, looking back on this chart that goes really back over about a month and a half on 65-minute basis, there hasn't really been a count that got to 13 either way until about 5 days ago. And so when you get that, you start to look for a point where you could say, hey, this stock is rolling over, and that would be your entry point because you've got the exhaustion sell signal in place. And then if you can get some confirmation move, in this case to the downside because it was a sell signal, then that's where you kind of want to get in and get involved. What's unique about what happened today in Apple is that not only did we have this 13 sell signal back about a week and a half ago, but if you look at the action in Apple on a 30-minute time frame, and remember, anytime you look at a different time frame, these are completely different counts, okay? And when you look at the Apple on the 30-minute time frame, you can see that just back on Friday, we had a 13 seeker sell signal on the 30-minute time frame. So again, it's very unusual to have a sell signal on both the 65 and the 30-minute time frames at once. Now, of course, this signal that you see here on the 65, that's the broader time frame, so that makes for a more interesting setup in the market. But certainly it is always important when you get two signals in the same direction on multiple time frames. If you look at that chart then, what we're really looking for is we're looking for Apple to break under the lows of like the last 5 days or so. So in other words, it's been flat since that 13 signal, basically speaking, and there's sort of a low around 198 there. And what we wanted to do was we wanted to sell short Apple, the actual numbers under 197.31. How does this end up playing out? And here's the 5-minute chart today so you can see once we sort of cracked that 197.31, it was a pretty big drop on the way. But why does that happen? It happens because you got the sell signal on both the 30-minute time frame and the 65-minute time frame. And if you look at even the 15-minute chart, you can see, again, breaking under that base over the last 5 days or so, that was it. Once that happened, we sort of picked up speed, and we were looking for it because of those signals. So again, very powerful signals that we use all the time in the market and led to a very nice winner today in Apple with no real risk. It just went once it triggered. This has been a Trade Site Trade.